continuous integration and well-written integration tests change everything. Everything. I did not know how to write good tests, and most likely most people do not know how to do that. It's probably one of the most difficult things in programming. I mean, the basic unit tests is one of the first things you learn how to do, and they are not as influential, nearly as influential. So unit tests, there are some cases where you want unit tests for functions which are difficult to get right immediately, so something you do not implement often, something you didn't implement right on the first time. So a good rule of thumb is to add a unit test for a function that it took you 3+ tries to implement, and something that doesn't change often, because otherwise you would need to update unit tests every time you make a change to any part of the code, even if it does not influence boundaries. You still need to update unit tests, and that introduces a huge drag on making any changes to the code base. So that's snake oil. Unit tests, most of the time where they are recommended, are actually not a good idea to do. A good application now should be driven by integration tests, which should be ensuring correct data transformation. So when you are making a project, you should know the architecture in terms of how the data is changed. And another thing is architecture MD files should be defined. It's very good practice to define them. Could also make a graph to illustrate it. The point is that the architecture shouldn't change often. It's something intrinsic to the problem. And while yes, it could change as you understand the problem space better, normally it shouldn't change much, and it should be only like the highest level for you. And now the integration tests, good integration tests, should follow the architecture, follow the fundamental properties of the problem, is to ensure that the data follows the path we expect it to follow. And that's it. So not to go into detail, and many times by default you will not have things that you want to ensure are evolving correctly being exposed by the function. So you just change it, expose it, and then test it. That's it. It's surprisingly difficult to get a hang of it, but I think I'm starting to. And what I have already implemented is making enormous difference on how I'm able to approach my code base. And if before it it felt like a complete unmanageable mess, right now I could actually work with it. It's back to being usable. And I guess in Rust, the limit at which I'm kind of starting to be overwhelmed by a project is lower than in say Golang. In Python it's like 0 lines immediately. I mean, I can write it, but Python is a bad language. Anyways, this allows me to actually write good code and be certain that the changes I'm making are correct ones, and have now at last GitHub Actions for several things like clip suggestions, which is basically the formatting, the standard test suite, nightly test suite, what else, documentation, and probably Miri, which is like compile diagnostics, and I have them run on every single push to master or release branches. So all the code which is on master or release always compiles, always passes all the tests, not a subset of tests, but all of them. So no tests or benchmarks are left untouched. Everything that is included there will be run on SR, and so no stale pieces are present, and all the properties are satisfied at all times. And again, this allows to just think about code as a set of properties. So the code itself is fluid, it can change, but the code base, the project, has a set of properties which are set in stone, and you know that the code base adheres to them because of the tests are passing. Now, this is a very big thing because it just allows to gradually expand the coverage. And we don't have to do integration tests. It's incredibly difficult. I thought I knew how to do tests. I did not. And even now I'm only scratching the surface of how it should be done. Matklad, MATKLAD, has great articles on how to write tests. We might at some point also link more articles which are great. But on this particular topic, Matklad has amazing materials. If you are doing programming, read them again, put them under, like, print them out, put them under a pillow. This will change your life. At least it did mine. Anyways, let's see what new magic I'll discover tomorrow.